Hey everyone, welcome to the Open the Gates Gaming Thursday night stream. We've got a treat for you tonight. We are starting a new adventure where we're going to be playing Brindlewood Bay every other Thursday. This is also the start, a little bit of a soft launch for a fundraiser we're doing for the Autistic Self Advocacy Network. April is Autism Acceptance Month, and the Autistic Self Advocacy Network seeks to advance the principles of the disability rights movement with regard to autism. They believe that the goal of autism advocacy should be a world in which autistic people enjoy equal access, rights, and opportunities. And they work to empower autistic people across the world to take control of our own lives and the future of our common community, and seek to organize the autistic community to ensure our voices are heard in the national conversation about us, because of course, nothing about us without us. So very much in keeping with the values of Open the Gates Gaming. If you want to know more about our connection to autism, check out the short on PBS. It's on pbs.org, and it's a little 5-minute digital short about Open the Gates Gaming and kind of how we got started. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm actually going to kick it really fast to Dakota to announce what y'all can do to help.
Follow the Twitch stream, not the Twitch scream, although that might happen at some point
It
in this
might happen.
adventure. And of course, use your Twitch Prime subscription. If you have one available and you've not used it yet this month. Yeah.
Also follow Dakota's YouTube channel. Wishlist Polyphemus on stream or Steam. I can't do it now. You got, Scream, Steam, Stream.
It's
We're
all the
getting
same
there.
word.
It's all the same word. Anyway, I'm going to be the keeper, which is sort of like the DM in this system. But I'm a white autistic woman, more middle-aged than elderly. But I'm so excited that we've got so many great players tonight. This is a bit unusual. Brindlewood Bay is normally played with a smaller crew, but we want you to meet all of the Mavens, the entire book club, before we break into smaller groups for mysteries later this summer. So, yeah, let's just go around and say hi. Sean, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Sean. I will be playing Nellie. Are we doing character introductions? Or we
Sure,
do
let's
that?
do it.
Okay. Nellie's style is so I use he him pronouns. Nellie uses she they pronouns. Their style is all the cardigans, and their cozy activity is collecting parts from ghost ships. Um, do we want to do diary stuff or
Let's see. So one of the things, this is a really cool thing about character creation in this game. You pick your style, you pick a cozy activity. Did you give yourself a +1 bonus to one of your scores?
I did. I gave myself a +1 bonus to presence.
So I should explain, if y'all are new to the system like we are, there's sort of 5 abilities. I mean, there are 5 abilities. The first one's vitality, which would encompass things like strength, dexterity, endurance, athleticism, raw physicality. You also have composure, which is anything requiring keeping calm or having a steady hand, maybe concentrating quite intensely or avoiding becoming afraid or reacting with fear. The third one's reason. So if you're studying books, researching a problem, examining a crime scene, or otherwise kind of engaging your mental faculty to solve a problem. And then we have presence, which is the one that Nellie's a bit stronger in. If you're trying to charm someone, intimidate someone, or capture someone's imagination. The last one is sensitivity. And sensitivity is going to come up more when we engage with occult or supernatural forces, or really kind of anything in that spiritual, supernatural realm. So, yeah, I think the other question I was going to ask you is like your Maven move, because all of these murder mystery Mavens have a special ability that's kind of rooted in this tradition of film, but especially TV detectives.
Yeah, I picked Frank Columbo. So something about Nellie causes the elite of society to not take them too seriously. What is it? And then once per session, when we do a thing called the meddling move, if we're in a place that's occupied by people who are rich and famous, I get an additional clue even on a miss. And then I get an additional extra special spooky clue on a 12 plus. So you can expect a lot of ending a conversation, Nelly slightly walking away and turning around to go, just one more thing.
I love that so much. Awesome. Gustavo, you wanna say hi and introduce your maven?
My maven is Mercedes, and she's in development. My name is Gustavo.
This is
And
perfect because we were designing this to
ooh,
build the characters, but then I was like, folks are excited, so why don't you get started before the stream? But then it's like, oh, then we're not teaching character creation. I like this. We've got both going.
so I'm he, him, Gustavo. Mercedes is she, her. Um, and I had a lot of ideas, but I haven't done anything yet.
That is totally fine. So
So that's exciting.
yeah, no. This is good because there's like a lot of different styles. You can use something that's in the book, but you can also come up with another descriptor. So, like, how do you think Mercedes is dressing, kind of appearing, presenting in the world?
So I think my inspiration for this character, I had a couple of different thoughts going into this, but I think
Hmm.
what I'm leaning towards right now is I don't know if anybody here is familiar with Walter Mercado. Um, Anyone? No. He's
Very
a famous like astrologer. Lots of flowy robes. This is a character that's going to be very in tune with the supernatural, whatever that may mean to anybody. Um, but I think that's what I'm going to go with, sort of style wise. So very flowy, spangly, colorful,
That's awesome.
roby things, flowy. Um, and so we'll do that. I don't know
Yeah.
where
So
that fits in sort of one of these things.
they definitely there's one that just says hippy dippy, which isn't
Yeah,
exactly what
that's
you're
probably
describing,
the
but we could
closest thing.
kind of
Um,
just rough it in there.
and
And
then
yeah, the cozy activity. So this is something that mechanically is going to help you if you gain conditions, like maybe you're really afraid or you're exhausted or you're upset or you feel like someone's watching you. And to kind of help you get back to your baseline and clear that condition, you're going to engage in your cozy activity with a friend. It'll help both of you out. So, what do you think the hobby you'd
So I
picture for
think
this
the
character?
hobby is going to be sort of astrology or looking for signs in the everyday things, kind of the hokey that sort of energy.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Is
I
it
think
like
that's
just full on horoscope, or do you think it's actually like beyond that because she's got more knowledge of
so. So, how do I describe this? Walter Mercado was big into like the horoscope stuff, but there's also like it was like all these little rituals that he would recommend to people. It's like today you want to put a glass of water by your bedside, and it's going to embody stillness, and it's going to absorb all of the bad feelings while you sleep. And in the morning, you can dump that water out. It will all go away. Stuff like this,
I love that.
and like and frequently much more elaborate. But it's a lot of fun. So it's kind of the vibe. It's like Tuesdays are red because it's a day of strength. Yeah. So I how this translates, I'm not entirely sure, but
No,
I don't know how
I
to put
think
a name. I
I
don't
think
know how
that
to put
is
a name to this,
I
and
mean,
so if
honestly,
anyone can help me find that, I'm happy to entertain it.
okay, we'll find like the perfect title for this. Although chat, if y'all have suggestions, please let us know or any other players. But I totally get the vibe you're going for here. So you're gonna get to increase one of your abilities. Um, do you have one in mind? I mean, is this something where the character is really good at like not giving into fear? Is it one where it's really that connection to spirituality, the occult, the supernatural? Is that
So I just get to pick one.
yeah, you get to pick one and you get to increase it by one.
I'm going to increase. I think I would either increase presence or sensitivity here.
Yep, so presence will be kind of your overall charm, charisma, that kind of thing, and then sensitivity is specifically your connection to, like, the supernatural.
I think
And
it's kind of more fun if it's presence.
yeah,
And
go for it. So
Mercedes is not actually good at the supernatural, but just
I love that. I'm always here for a character that's not good at things that they dabble in. But the baseline scores here are really, really interesting because you start with a 0 for vitality, a 1 with composure, a 1 for reason, a 0 for presence, and a -1 for sensitivity. And then you get to increase it by 1. Now, you're also going to get a Maven move. Do you have any in mind? Do you want any recommendations?
So I recognize every Maven move reference here, which I was
Oh, no, I had to
asking
look up a
people.
bunch of them. Don't feel bad.
There's only one I didn't know. I didn't not everyone, but almost everyone.
Wait, do you get strange, unsettling dreams that give you
Which one's
clues?
that?
Well, the Dale Cooper one, you get to add 1 to your sensitivity, and then at the beginning of each session, you get a void clue in the form of a strange, unsettling dream.
But I
If you
think we
wanna have a
have
more
don't
supernatural
we
way to
have a
describe.
Fox Mulder in the mix already?
Oh, so we are using can we have a Mulder and a
I thought I saw a
I
Mulder
was
when I was looking through here earlier.
I
I thought
changed mine.
I
Okay,
thought
okay.
I thought you can have a Mulder and a Cooper.
You cannot have a Mulder and a Cooper. I think that's the only
Oh,
rule
you
that
were
is said.
right. Look at this. You said you didn't know what was going on, and you remembered that rule.
Well, Dale Cooper's fun. And I will tell you, Caitlin, Gordon Shumway was my second choice. So great minds.
Vibes.
I love it.
Uh,
Do you
uh,
wanna oh, wait, you did change yours, Caitlin.
Yes.
So you can
yeah.
have
So
that if you want. You could have a Mulder
yeah.
or a Dale Cooper if you want. You don't have to.
Um,
You can also think about it, and we can get back to you. I'm really, really putting Gustavo on the spot, and I think this is a habit I have that I should break.
all right. Yeah. Give me a second to come up with my top three
Yeah,
here, and
absolutely.
Gustavo, can
uh,
I just point
yeah.
you to Sonny Crockett and the
I do
description
love
of that
Sonny
that
Crockett.
feels so
I do love Sonny
deeply
Ooh.
Walter
Crockett.
Mercado?
I love Sonny Crockett. I also really like Jonathan Harch, which is really fun
Yeah,
in this.
yeah.
There's just a lot of just like um
Should we see
Uh,
what everybody else has picked since everyone has to start with a unique one, and then we'll circle back?
And I believe we will get a chance to pick more over
Yeah,
the
as you
course of the
play the
game.
game, you can get more. It's an option with advancement because you'll gain XP as we go and solve mysteries, and then you can convert that to getting more moves or Maven
all right, let
moves.
me ponder for a few minutes and let's we'll we'll talk with someone else for a few minutes, I think.
Absolutely. Heather, how are you feeling? Do you wanna say hi?
I'm feeling okay. I can share my character.
Awesome.
So hi everyone, I'm Heather. I use she, her pronouns. And my maven is Mimi. She also uses she, her pronouns. And Mimi is her style. I chose speed walking. But I was also, like, debating almost changing it to, like, function over fashion. She's a very, like, no nonsense dresser. She found,
Yeah,
like, the shirt that she likes, and she has it in 6 colors. Um,
love it.
so, um, but yes, definitely often wearing, like, the quarter zip, with, like, the thumb holes and just ready to go. Um my cozy activity, inspired by my abuela, is bowling. um, because
Awesome.
my abuela does not miss bowling league, no matter what. So that's what I'm gonna do for my cozy activity. Um, and then my maven move, I chose, the first one on the list. I didn't know who it was, but then I realized it was Mr. T's character, and I went, "Perfect." Um, so
So cool.
is it I don't know if I'm gonna pronounce it right. Is it B.A. Baracus? For those who know.
Nailed it.
Um, I gave her an extra point in vitality, of course, because she's very dexterous and, bowling and walking and all that. And so along with that, this Maven move is once per session. If me or any number of my fellow Mavens would suffer physical harm, I can describe how we narrowly avoid that. So,
That is so cool. I love this.
yeah.
Awesome. Dakota, do you want to say hi and share what you've got in store for us?
Sure. I'm Dakota. I go by he, him pronouns. I'm a light skinned black man with ADHD. So, yeah, I am going to be playing. If I can get into the right tab, too many of them. I'm going to be playing Ruby Lee, who is who uses she, her pronouns. She's an elderly black lady who I picked the style blouse barn because it was the closest of what I was expecting, but or what I'm envisioning. But she's definitely like wearing a moo dress, and I picked her cozy activity to be scrapbooking. Yeah, I added a 1 in sensitivity because something a little interesting about Ruby Lee is that she, as a child, would see ghosts. She might start seeing them again soon. Oh no. Or oh yay, who knows? But I picked for my Maven move the one I thought was the most fun, Jim Rockford, which means at the beginning of each session, the keeper will narrate an answering machine message that I receive from an unknown person and always asking me to do a particular task. And they'll be weird and strange, and I think that's a lot of fun.
I feel like this is payback for what I did for you or to you on the last stream when yep, this is mothership payback. I can feel it. No, I love it. That is a gift. Thank you.
We're very excited to
Awesome,
play her.
awesome. Yeah, no, I think this one's gonna be cool. I'm excited about every single one of these characters. I'm mostly excited about how they're gonna interact with each other because they both feel like they're from the same world and completely different planets all at once, and I love it. Scott.
Hello, my name's Scott. I am a white 38-year-old man, and I'm going to be playing Meg. Meg's style is Jackie O. She likes to dress well and loves a cute accessory. My cozy activity is quilting. I put a +1 in composure, and my Maven move is R. Quincy. So Meg was a family doctor before she retired. So R. Quincy is you have a medical background, and I can add medical bag to my cozy little place, and when I get an advantage on a die roll, leave it unmarked.
That's awesome. So you do on your character sheet or your character keeper have a little spot for a cozy little place. Once we're through the group, we're actually going to take turns giving each other objects we think fit in their cozy place as we hear more about your backstory. Those of you in the chat, please note that Atlas is watching. I mean, a lot of us are watching, but Atlas, our producer, is going to help me take your suggestions so you can help populate the cozy little places of all these characters with objects that you think they would have in their homes where they feel nice and safe. Okay, Caitlin.
Hi, I am Caitlin. I am a 39-year-old perimenopausal white woman, pronouns she, her. And I am playing Ernestine, which is short, or the long form for Nessie is in like the Loch Ness Monster. Also she, her. Her style is Dorothy Zbornak from the Golden Girls, and she's basically that, but without a cat allergy. Her cozy activity is volunteering at the local cat shelter, but before she retired, she was an architect. She added her plus to reason, which is for problem solving and stuff, as Elizabeth described. And I think those were the things you wanted us to say.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Did you say your Maven move?
Oh, my Maven move is related to my hobby, which is Gordon Shumway. I have a feline friend with whom I share a very strong bond, and this extraordinary kitty can do tricks and follow simple commands. Name your precocious puss and add them to your cozy little place. When you use the cat to get an advantage on a roll, leave it unmarked.
Okay, but this just feels like my life, though, and also your life. Because your
Mhm.
cat is also learning a lot of tricks, and it's very cute.
Not interested in learning any more at the moment, though. He's got a ceiling, and he gets treats for them.
But see, I love that. Like, they let you know when they're done. It's fun because
Yeah.
cats are really good at their boundaries. They're not great at respecting yours, but like
Yes.
they're very good at that. I think they're role models. Awesome. Okay, Justin, we really put you on the spot. I think gave you no information and said hop on and we'll build a character on the fly. So how are you feeling?
Nervous. But
Good. It
I'm
matches my
Justin.
energy.
I'm Justin. I'm he, him. I have quickly tried to put together something to go along, so I'm still on the
Yeah,
building
no, you're good.
perspectives for this. But I've got Barbara that goes by Babs. I did give her a last name of McGee because I just love the name of old Babs McGee.
It's
Um,
amazing.
with the pronouns she, her. I did add an extra. Well, hold on, I'm going way out of style. Sorry, I'm also
No,
very
do
much
whatever
ADHD.
you
I'll
want.
go everywhere. Um,
This is a very neurodivergent affirming space. So do it in any order. We're good.
so there's a little bit of me and Babs as well. So I've got the style as office hours, because she's a full time. She retired in banking and worked her entire life in banking, so she's used to those office hours. I've got a cozy activity of collecting bumper stickers, which is always hilarious because just like my grandmother, never owned a car, but I've got a bunch of bumper stickers. Um,
That's so
we
cool.
went
Where do you
with
keep them?
there's
Like, do you keep them
some in
in
every drawer. I think of my grandmother where there would be letters here, there, everywhere. It doesn't matter. They are tucked in every little corner, but they're just like your past memories, but just in small little dad joke sayings, if that's a
That's
good way to
awesome.
look at it. I did the Maven moves of Angus MacGyver, because I feel like she would just be that detail oriented woman who's just going to figure out a way to use whatever is there, regardless of what it may be.
I love this one
The
so much. I was just telling Chris, who's not here. We're sad. Anyway, I was just telling Chris this afternoon, this is the move I would most want as a player. I love this one. I can't
that
wait to
move
see how you use it.
states, I guess, when you improvise in a situation using whatever is at hand, ask the other players and keeper to name 3 objects you find in the environment, so long as you can give a plausible explanation for how one or more of these 3 objects will help you with an action. You can have an advantage on a single related or a single roll related to that action, which would come in. And that's why I did also add the +1 to the reason aspects for the detail as well.
I love it. I mean, you get the sense that Babs McGee has like made a paperclip do wonders in her time. So
Exactly.
I cannot wait to see how that applies. Speaking of, because you've got this like great character concept here. One of the next steps in building our characters is populating their cozy little places. We've already had with some of your moves, you've already gotten to add things, some of you. But let's go ahead and any players, I think let's try to get like 2 items from the players. Y'all might just have to jump in because anybody have ideas for what Babs McGee should have? And then we'll try to get one from chat. Will apparently thinks someone needs a harpsichord. Do you have a specific person in mind, Will?
Do
But
you
yeah,
wanna
Sean, did you
share?
have a Oh, sorry, go ahead, Heather.
I was gonna say, do we want to share any of the diary questions to help us come up with?
Yeah, we can definitely do that. So I know, Justin, Babs was in banking. That's what you did before retiring. Did you have a partner or any information about a deceased partner? Do you ever have any children or pets?
Um, I haven't figured out a partner yet, to be honest.
Mhm.
Uh, no children. I did say no kids, but I do have a Siberian Husky named Bandages, but it's just Banjo for short.
That's so cute. So we've got a retired banker with a Siberian Husky, Bandages, Banjo for short. I will
I
also
think
think that.
I think we need to give Babs a roll of duct tape.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, Justin, if you want to write a roll of duct tape, suggestion from the chat is you're gonna have a junk drawer to put all junk drawers to shame. I feel like you're gonna have a junk drawer that has duct tape. Maybe we should just like name other things that would be in this junk drawer. I think you're gonna have every leash and collar that like Banjo has owned. So I'm sure Banjo's using like the adult size one, but maybe you have like a puppy size leash and collar in your junk drawer because I kind of want to see what you would do with that. Does anyone else have a third
What?
idea? Oh, sorry.
I think there are birthday candles that are like, the number ones, but like just 4 or 5 random numbers, not a full set.
Amazing. I also picture this must be like a very tidy home and it's just the junk drawer that looks like this, but you probably know everything that is in that
Now
junk
you're
drawer.
describing our apartment.
I
My
like
God.
how it's just coming together to be my actual grandmother at the same time.
We didn't even know all of that. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Kind of hopping around here a little bit. Heather, do you want to tell us about like your deceased partner or any like children or pets or what you did
Yeah,
before
sure.
retiring or what Mimi did before retiring?
Yes, that's okay. It can be me. So Mimi's deceased partner was named Berto, and he worked at I'm kind of taking inspiration because I'm actually from New England, so taking inspiration from the area where I live. So he was like a factory worker, and that's part of why she always has very sensible New Balance shoes, like the best sneakers. Um, so he's no longer with us. And then they have 4 children. Um, Rita, Berto Jr., Luis, and Dora. And then she always has a chihuahua. And I think maybe it's kind of a running joke. This is also my other Grammy. And it's a little hard to remember the name of the
Yeah.
current chihuahua because they all kind of look the same. But just one at a time. And before retiring, Mimi worked the desk at the local Y, and was kind of like the no nonsense, knew how to get everybody anything they needed, the greeter, but much more than that.
That is really oh my gosh, that is awesome. I love it so much. Any suggestions for things for a cozy little place for Mimi? Sean, you're like nodding. Does that mean you have an
Yeah,
idea? Okay.
I imagine Mimi has a series of bowling shirts from all of the teams and leagues, but also matching bowling shirts for like a whole closet full of matching Chihuahua-sized bowling shirts.
Amazing.
Oh my gosh, it's like a league, but you can't reuse them because they're like unique to each Chihuahua. I can't wait to see how this is going to come in handy. Um, ooh. Atlas, are some of there's some great ideas from chat. Are these specific to any given character, or can I just grab one that I like?
Grab them and go wild.
I think that Mimi has a letter opener that has also functioned as a lockpick, but it's specifically when you want to practice, like at the bowling alley, and the guy that works there oversleeps, so you can get in a little bit quicker. But like,
Absolutely.
it's not unique to that one. It's just like how you got into the lock picking in my
I mean, it should
brain.
have been open. It's not my fault he slept late, you know?
110%. I mean, come on, be responsible. we've got so many suggestions for Babs that I'm obsessed with this, and I think we might have to give Babs more things. Okay, so because again, the chat is obsessed with Babs, and I'm here for it. I think Babs also needs a cookie tin that's filled with bobby pins and sewing nettles. So if that turns into 2 separate items, great. But I also love the suggestion there's always bobby pins like in Babs's hair too. That's amazing. Yeah, okay, so Mimi, we've got one more suggestion to go. So we've got like the Chihuahua size, is it bowling jersey? Is that the shirts? And then the letter opener that has been able to do double duty as a lockpick. Do we have one more suggestion for Mimi? Shy. I think in my brain you have like a really good, well, let me ask this. Would Mimi have like press-on nails? Because like you got to be able to take them off when you're doing something, but like would she put them on or would she rather just like not mess with that? Or can she actually bowl with like a manicure?
Oh, that's so funny. I don't know that she has press-on nails, but I think she's very like tidy. So she would have really nicely manicured nails, but I just don't think they have tips. I think she keeps them at a very practical length.
Awesome. So maybe there's like a kit for this that she has to kind of
Sure,
keep them
manicure kit.
managed. Yeah. Absolutely.
I was thinking something. I don't know if you're allowed to give yourself something or not, but one thing I
We're
had been
breaking all
thinking,
the rules, so go for it.
if her husband had worked in a shoe factory, is that she just has like a lot of shoelaces.
Oh my
Just
gosh. Yes,
bunch of
please.
shoelaces.
Please.
If they
I love
break when
this.
she's out, she got another set.
That's amazing. I think we're just taking the number of items in the cozy place from 3 to 4 because I'm too excited to edit. That's awesome. Cool. Okay. Am I definitely looking through our character keeper document to see who has put diary entries in and trying to call them in that order? Yes. Hey Dakota, how's it going?
Hey,
Would you?
going good.
I want to hear about Ruby Lee's deceased partner and family and pets and pre-retirement life.
Yeah. Ruby Lee's deceased partner is a man named Eustace. He doesn't have a lot of backstory yet. He uses he him pronouns. But with Eustace, she had 2 children, Lawrence and Lydia, and each of those have children of their own. Lawrence has a son named Isaiah, and Lydia has 3 children, Omarion, Rashad, and Shante. But before our friend Ruby Lee retired to Brindlewood Bay, she was also a worker in a factory, a worker in a textile factory. Also kind of based a little bit on my grandmother, and her job. But she also smoked. She used to be a smoker, but she's since quit, and instead her vice is hard candy. And yeah, that's kind of her.
That's awesome. So to get us started, I've got 2 suggestions from Will. So Dakota, you pick which one feels more Ruby Lee. One is like a pen light, like one of those mini pen lights, like a flashlight, but like very slim. The other one's an umbrella, but it opens the opposite way. While
I
you're
think the pen light.
the pen light,
I think
cool.
that's what she's got. She's got the
That-
pen light.
That feels great. While players are thinking up a few more objects for your cozy place, want to make a note that we had originally modestly set our donation goal for ASAN at $100, and we're already at $200. So thank you so much, folks who are donating. I cannot emphasize enough how awesome you are, because most of the people on this stream did not even know that I was going to launch the fundraiser tonight until they might have gotten an email right before it started, or they were just told. Uh, oh, I'm sorry. I switched that. The goal was at 100. We met it. Now we've got the goal at 200. Sorry, I've got people texting me that they're going to donate soon. So I'm jumping ahead of myself. It's good. But no, thank y'all so much for donations already. I guess Atlas is trying to keep the cap up so that we keep raising because y'all are incredible. Cool. So do we have some other ideas for objects for Ruby Lee? We've got a pen light.
I don't know if this is too specific, but since you mentioned hard candies, when I think there are 3 very specific hard candies that I think of when I think of the older generation.
Mhm.
Werther's is one of them, like the caramels, the root beer barrels, and then the little strawberry ones with the foil that looks like a strawberry. So those are the
My
3.
grandma
I
had
don't
a
know, maybe that's
full bowl of
one
those.
item.
The strawberry ones.
Hmm.
Yeah, I love this. A bowl of strawberry candies, 100%. Oh, we got another great one from the chat. An endless supply of bandanas.
That's awesome.
So I think you just have like a nice collection of bandanas.
Yeah.
Anybody else have one last suggestion now that we're going up to 4 because I can't restrain myself? Oh my gosh. Okay. What? Would you like a decorative decoy duck?
Sure.
Awesome. Ruby Lee is the
Proud
proud
owner.
owner of a decorative decoy duck.
Decorative decoy duck.
The
Oh,
specific suggestion is
awesome.
that it can go on the mantle, but not that it has to go on the mantle. So, that is 110% your discretion.
Awesome.
Awesome. Okay, Sean, would you like to tell us a little bit more about Nellie's backstory?
Sure. I sort of lost my mind a little bit when I got to that section, but of my deceased partner, darling, the less said the better. But for a time, it was fun. I don't have children, but I have 2 cats. One named Engelbert, one named Humperdinck. I have a bird named the Admiral Benbow Inn, and a tortoise whose name cannot be spoken and who no one else has actually ever seen. Anytime Nellie's doesn't talk a lot about their past or what they did before they retired. Their friends have figured out 2 things. They don't like art, and they were very, very adamantly, absolutely nowhere near Boston in the early morning of March 18th, 1990. Despite what anyone might say. But sure, if you keep asking, they also worked in a factory, I guess.
So this is amazing. I think there was a suggestion really early on that someone should have a harpsichord, and I kind of think maybe it's Nellie.
Yeah, that feels right.
It doesn't I think it's up to you whether Nellie plays it. Because that could go either way.
I will have to sit on that one. And there was also a suggestion for an old-timey phonograph somewhere in the chat too.
I think that's great. I love that.
I have a suggestion for Nellie.
Mm-hmm.
Just a collection of like shed scoots from a tortoise. Just evidence that maybe this tortoise exists. Or maybe it's from somewhere else. Who knows?
So as a 4th one, I do have a suggestion, but I will yield the floor to another player if they have one. But I feel like you have a saber. Yeah. I feel like up to you era style, but as you're describing this character, it just felt right. I don't know.
I don't think I can compete with that, but the only idea I had was that since you have this mysterious past, I also think you have like a little black book with just like everyone's phone number, but nobody's allowed to look in it. Like just like this little black book of names and numbers was the only thing I thought of. But a saber's way cooler.
I feel like go ahead and take both because I also feel like the size on the harpsichord and the phonograph are going to make them like slightly harder to use, but I want to see how they get used. Dakota, I also have an update for you that your duck is named Duckley.
I did read that. It is now in the character keeper. That his name is Duckley.
Awesome. I I could not have asked for more. Caitlin, how's Nessie doing?
Nessie is great.
Mhm.
Her partner's name was Viola, and together, so she was an architect, and her partner Viola did interior design, and they were kind of special to the business of fine dining. So they were contracted by a lot of establishments. They did a lot of travel because they worked with a lot of restaurants in various like larger cities, sort of around the world. They
Mhm.
never had kids, but they did adopt cats frequently. And right now she has a bonded pair named Bert and Ernie.
Amazing. Will Bert and Ernie both be doing tricks? Or is it like one or the other is more likely to when you use your
Um,
Maven move?
um, Ernie is more likely to do tricks.
Love it.
Bert's a little stodgy.
I don't know why that kills me. That's amazing.
He's like, I'm not a circus
Okay. This is wonderful. What's in Nessie's cozy little place?
animal. Great
I
question.
think the chat's gotten distracted giving alternative names for Dakota or for Ruby Lee's duck.
I mean, that's very
So go ahead. Yeah, Sean.
Some of my friends who are like fine dining foodies are really obsessed with like, so gold is apparently the best thing for eating things like caviar or really like fancy stuff. So I think a small collection of gold teaspoons.
Ooh,
Yeah, obviously.
I love that. I love that so much. I feel like I've been
Someone
giving
in
a lot of
chat
suggestions. Oh, go ahead, Heather.
I was just gonna say someone in chat had said a globe, which we haven't
Oh,
got, and you
yeah.
mentioned travel. I know, like I have a like a pin map globe, like for all the places maybe you guys went. So maybe to put that together.
I love that. She would love that.
It's interesting because it's like not typical cat lady vibes here.
I suggest
Mhm.
salt and pepper shakers, cat themed, custom made for Bert and Ernie.
Oh, that'd be so cute. Yes, Heather, that's the one.
I do actually really love this idea because it's completely off the wall and the opposite of everything we've said in some ways. But a mug with a frazzled, legally distinct Garfield that says, I hate Mondays. And I think it would be up to you whether this is like a mug that is used, a mug that is hidden, a mug that has sentimental. Like, why would you have this? And then also the gold spoons. But like, I think it
If
gives you
it's
some potential. I
if
love
it's
it.
a legally distinct Garfield, should it also have a legally distinct phrase? Like, I'm not a fan of Mondays.
Okay,
I
that
love Fridays.
I don't care for Tuesdays.
Thursday's kind of middling.
you can't say that when we stream on Thursdays, Dakota.
I love
It's,
don't
spaghetti.
it's middling
There's the one
except for
day.
this part. This is the best part
This
of
is
the
the
day.
best
Use your
part.
Twitch Prime subscription. Don't forget. Um,
Donate to Autistic Self Advocacy Network. Or if you're just feeling like it, you can donate to us too on our website. All of the things. I love it. Okay, that is amazing. I could not ask for more. Scott, would you like to tell us a little bit more about Meg?
Sure. I wrote a few
Mhm.
things about Meg. Meg's deceased partner is Allie, short for Elena, she, her pronouns.
Mhm.
Sometimes Meg still talks about Elena as if Elena is just in the other room. They have 3 adopted children, Stephanie, Elizabeth, L for short, and Nathan. Um, I mentioned that Meg worked as a family doctor. I think it was at a smallish practice, probably in a suburb of a big city. And Meg would have volunteered at the local school teaching cursive writing to like third and fourth graders.
So you're a doctor with good handwriting. Or you were a doctor with terrible handwriting, you just think it's good and you teach children to write like doctors. Like, which way does that go?
I think she maybe like her work handwriting gets a little bit fast and loose,
Mhm.
but she can rein it in when she needs to.
Amazing. I definitely think you need, like, a calligraphy set, like, for sure. Like, some nice pens. It might be too nice to, like, actually use, like, maybe they're or to use often. What
I'm
other
putting
things
set dusty.
amazing. What other things would belong in this cozy place for Meg, the doctor?
Okay.
Dr. Meg.
The classic gift for teachers that kids like is an apple, and it's the doctor's worst enemy. So I want just apples, always apples.
Nice.
That's really good.
Oh, we have 2 suggestions from chat. The first is the creepiest collection of dolls you've ever seen, but that Meg would insist are adorable.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one, which you're welcome to have both if you would like, is a book of pressed plant leaves.
I think I definitely want the plant leaves.
Mhm.
And maybe instead of creepy dolls, could we say ceramic apples? Set of ceramic apples.
So, yep, set of ceramic apples. I'm gonna save the dolls because I want to give Gustavo this choice too. I don't know that it fits your vibe, but I'm just gonna like save it. So I think that gives us that 3 things. So we can give you one more. Anyone else have a suggestion for Meg? I feel like an annotated copy of like Grey's Anatomy. A classic text. There's handwriting all over it. So it's a very like used, cared for copy, but I'll leave it up to you whose handwriting it is.
All right. Um,
And
I
I
think it's Meg's mentor's handwriting, but I don't have a name for them yet.
oh, I'm sure it'll come along. In just the proper time. And if you don't make a choice, then I get to make a choice and you get to live with it. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you have your fun.
Oh my god. Gustavo, how are you doing? This picture's amazing. Hopefully we
That's the
find a way to
real
share the
Walter
picture soon.
Mercado.
So you were also deciding on a Maven move. Did you end up picking one?
I think I did go with the Sunny Crockett.
Oh, yeah.
Because yeah, it's a good move, and also like that's Mercedes's vibe. So it's on
You're just
point.
always gonna have this incredibly particularly stylish outfit in your cozy little place. You can use it to get advantage on a roll, but it's unmarked, so you can always use it to get advantage on a roll. Which is
Yeah,
cool.
absolutely. So I guess to go into my diary.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at a suggestion in chat. Keep going because we'll come back to it.
Uh, my deceased partner was Francisco Mi Paquito. He was my dresser for many years, and he was my constant companion and doted on me every waking minute of our lives together. And I miss him terribly. I have no children, but I have a number of birds, including a huge blue macaw named Shanti. Shanti is not nice.
I just love
Shanti is
that
also
detail.
probably the
Shanti
only
is not a
thing
nice
that
bird.
Mercedes has that is like really threadbare. When I'm picturing Shanti, it's like more vulture-y than macaw-y, but like, it's like it's balding, it's confusing for people, it's
Mhm.
quite menacing. Uh so but I also love Shanti. It was a gift from Paquito many years ago, and these things live forever, so it will outlast us
Amazing.
all. Um uh Before retiring to Brindlewood Bay, Mercedes was a dancer and then an actress on telenovelas, and then became a TV personality and a phone psychic. Um,
Oh my
Uh,
gosh.
this is literally just I'm taking Walter Mercado and just inserting.
It translates so well. This is an
um,
incredibly
uh,
colorful group of people.
extremely flamboyant, has a maximalist aesthetic. So I'm imagining like, yeah, just stuff. Lots of
So
stuff in this place.
So some of the suggestions we've gotten from chat, you can kind of pick and choose any of these that feel right. One of them is a collection of dolls. That might creep some people out. There was also a suggestion for a bunch of silhouette portraits of family members, which our producer would like to give the option that they're silhouette portraits of birds.
I lost audio.
I can hear you.
Okay,
Yep.
I thought you were talking, but I thought I lost your voice.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Did you say something after the silhouettes of birds?
No, that was
Okay.
another option. Although I think Scott has one for you in a second. So, yeah, do either
Oh,
the dolls or silhouettes of people or birds, any of that feel right?
I like the dolls. The dolls aren't creepy. They're little versions of Mercedes at different stages in her life. So, like famous outfits that she wore on television or when she played certain roles. Um, they're very neatly coiffed. They're not creepy at all. I don't know why you're being this way.
I'm dying. And then
Um,
Scott suggested all the bead necklaces hanging on every wall, hook,
oh
and piece
yeah,
of furniture. You can build on
absolutely.
that if you want, Scott, but I think,
No,
yeah.
that's the vibe. Just like your place is strewn with bead necklaces.
Huge chunky bead necklaces everywhere. They're on me. They're on things. I've got they're like crystals, shiny glass, very yeah. Uh, that.
Suggestion number 3, a giant vase with a peacock with peacock tail feathers.
Oh yeah, at least one.
Also,
I have,
suggestion that one of the dolls has to be haunted. Go ahead,
I
Sean.
mean, that's just going to happen.
That's just going to happen.
Any collection of dolls, one
Spoiler alert.
inevitably is haunted. Yeah. I have one absurd suggestion and one slightly less absurd. It would delight me to no end if Mercedes was always carrying around a deck of tarot cards, but that deck of tarot cards was clearly still shrink wrapped. And then,
yes,
and
an
then
unopened deck of tarot cards, with clearly mass produced.
yeah, it's just a Rider White deck. Yeah.
Yeah.
or it's all pictures of Mercedes.
The Mercedes
Ooh.
branded.
What if it's
Possibly
both? It's
both.
a commemorative Mercedes brand tarot card deck. They're only
Pre-memorial.
yeah, only 15 of these went to print.
I mean, more could go to print later if needed. So
Also,
Yeah.
for some reason in my
We should
head,
have these as OTG merch, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
I really wanted Mercedes to have a big gold necklace that just says "Vaya con Dios" on it.
I just love as the other like abuelita character. Like we could not be more different.
no, I
No,
love
yeah,
this.
absolutely.
It's
Just
such a trick.
totally different. But
True
but
thing.
I don't know about your abuelita. Mercedes walks into a room and it's huge arms open, hug, kiss, both sides. And it's so good to see you. Yeah. So
We've got the tarot card, the shrink wrapped tarot cards made in your honor. All of the dolls, beaded necklaces all over the place, and then a giant vase with peacock tail feathers. I think that's the 4 for our very maximalist choices.
what was the fourth one? Vase with peacock feathers. Yes.
I was gonna say I don't know because I don't know which one you missed, but I'm glad you figured it out. I can repeat all of them.
Somebody
It's
was
not a
typing
big
it in
deal.
for me. Thank you, the
Oh,
typer.
awesome. We love a note taker.
I know it's technically 5, but also several people have 5.
Do it.
So, somebody in chat mentioned an expired bottle of hot sauce, and I would love to take that if I could.
Yes, please. Absolutely.
It's still
Well,
good, so why get rid of it, you know?
just building on
The suggestion's
Mercedes,
good. The hot sauce is good.
what if it were Mercedes brand hot sauce?
But in your home or in
I've taken the
Is it
label
Mimi?
off so she doesn't know.
Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. This is amazing. Did we get
That's
to
awesome.
everybody? Does everyone have things for their cozy little place? Oh, cool. Y'all are rock stars. So, what I'm gonna do is read something from the Brindlewood Bay book that it tells me I should read the first session. Just to kind
Ooh.
of I think people are starting to guess at some of the concepts and tones, but we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna look at our safety tools, and I do have, like, a little mini mystery for y'all. We might run a little late, but I'll check in and see if everybody's still good to roll. Um, so there's this acronym that I'm pretty sure this group is gonna love, judging by what's in your cozy places and your backstories, which is CATS, CATS. It stands for Concept, Aim, Tone, and Subject Matter. So this is just to get some basic expectations about what the game is about and what we're going to be kind of doing. The first one, the concept. Brindlewood Bay is a role-playing game about a group of elderly women, members of the local Murder Mavens Mystery Book Club, who frequently find themselves investigating and solving actual murder mysteries. They become increasingly aware that there are supernatural forces that connect the cases they're working on, and in particular, a cult dedicated to the dark, monstrous aspect of the goddess Persephone will come to vex them. The game is directly inspired by the television show Murder, She Wrote, but also takes inspiration from the cosmic horror genre, mystery books, cozy crime dramas, and American TV shows from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. So the aim is for the characters in the story to keep their community safe by investigating the murders taking place there. Our aim as players is to learn more about these characters, as well as to paint a vivid picture of the town of Brindlewood Bay, a responsibility we all share. The aim for today's sessions to create and introduce our characters. Check mark, there we go. Learn the basics of how the game works by playing it, and then we'll try to have a little debrief at the end. So the tone of the game, this is what's, I think, quite unusual about this versus a lot of other role-playing games I've played. The tone bounces between cozy and creepy. So most of the time it's going to be fairly lighthearted, but occasionally it'll get very dark and menacing. Some kitschy, campy humor is permissible here and very much in keeping with some of the game's inspirations. But above all, your characters should take everything they do very seriously, even if we're having a bit of a laugh from time to time. Lastly, the S, subject matter. Murder of all varieties, threats to animals and children, ritual magic, human sacrifice, and other dark subject matter come up in this game from time to time. So we're going to talk about safety tools, but in the interest of setting expectations right now, you should know that while the game is generally lighthearted, some intense subject matter can come up. So we spoke about this before we went live, but one safety tool we're using is the X card. Because we're not at a physical table, we can either indicate X in kind of our private chat if we want to stop. We also will sometimes just kind of use very big hand gestures in an X to either get my attention as the keeper or more often Atlas's attention as the producer, and then Atlas can get my attention. But I hope I didn't scare Atlas because Atlas was looking for the X symbol. But that way we can kind of back up and go around, like retell the story around whatever we don't want to get into. You do not need to get into details about why. I might have some questions for you just so I understand like what triggered it, like what we're kind of backing up and writing the story around, but we don't necessarily have to explain things. The other one that we're using, so the system generally recommends using lines and veils, but we like playing a lot with the deck of player safety. However, using this doesn't give you some of the specificity of lines and veils. So I think what we'd like to do using the digital deck of player safety, everybody, I think at this point is ready to go. You've selected cards for things that you have concerns about, and then we'll be able to kind of look at stuff as a group here, and we can discuss if there's particular things that are either lines in terms of we do not want this happening at all, or veils where this can happen in the game, but we don't want to spend a lot of time describing it. It can happen kind of, in the background, off, camera, that sort of thing. Again, if you want to message Atlas, the producer, any specifics about this, you can. But Atlas, are you ready to kind of show what came up in our deck of player safety?
Let's transition scenes.
You're
Seamless
doing great,
transition.
by the way.
Thank you.
We throw a lot at Atlas.
Okay, so I'm gonna lock and reveal our 6 players.
Mhm.
So final results. You can see the cards up on the screen, but our results are anything goes, player versus player, and harm to domestic animals. Something that I have in my notes that you don't see on screen is we have a veil for drowning and suffocation. So it's totally fine if like someone is dead who has drowned, like someone is dead and has drowned. Not cool with the description of someone like actively drowning.
Cool. And I will share, because I'm the one that always picks harm to domestic animals, and I say it on stream every time, which kind of ruins the anonymity. For me, this is like, I don't want overly gruesome harm to pets for no reason. And I know we've got a lot of pets in this game, so that's something I want to try to avoid as the keeper. I have a lot of power to do that. But I don't think PvP is going to show up. Are we all chill with no player versus player kind of violence? And there might be some missing because sometimes this thing is a little finicky. So feel free to send a message to, like, Atlas can either try to refresh or send a message to Atlas if we missed any of yours.
Refreshing is not doing anything.
I think you have to hit the unlock button. Is it there?
No, hold on.
Nope, it's not there. You might have to just message Atlas. We're doing it live, y'all. We're doing it live.
Doing it live.
I'm making notes real quickly though. Veil for drowning and suffocating. Cool.
I don't mind just sharing because I missed the blue submit.
No,
button.
you're good. You're good. If you're okay to share, feel free to share. I
Of
don't
course,
want to
I
put
don't
pressure
mind
on
at all.
people to identify if they're worried about
No.
it.
I so appreciate you. My only other one, other than the veil for drownings, was a line for hangings.
Yeah. Cool. That's good to know. Any other safety concerns y'all have or questions about the game? Content, subject matter, that kind of thing? A lot of us have played together. Not all of us have played together off screen. But I'm really excited to get into this with y'all. So I have a little bit of a mini mystery for us if we want to try it. And Atlas, just interrupt if you've got any other updates as we go. So in this system, we're going to be using, it's really a 2d6 system, although our players have a third one handy in case they get advantage or disadvantage. And it is a Powered by the Apocalypse type game. A lot of what you're going to be doing is trying to solve mysteries, look for clues, mess around with things, but that may mean you do stuff that is dangerous or that scares you. One thing I want to highlight kind of before we get started is if you roll and you miss and something scary happens or something bad happens and you don't want that to happen to your character, you do have an option to put on a crown, and that will let you back up and basically change what happened. We'll pretend your roll is one notch higher, but there will be something to specifically. You'll have a storytelling element that you'll get to pick, and I'll walk you through that if we start doing that tonight, or if it's the next session, we'll walk through it when we get there. But you do have this option for changing what happens and retroactively doing it. I think maybe we'll just kind of dig in and hop in this as we go. Does anybody have any questions, though? I do want to, I should have paused and given some credit to, I know Atlas is very diligent about getting this stuff on the credits at the end, but a lot of the safety tools we're using are not things that we came up with. And I love that right at this moment, Atlas, I did not bookmark my page. Do you have the names of the folks who created these safety tools? We had it, and then I definitely
Yes.
110%
So
dropped that.
the deck of player safety. Hold on, let me send that. The deck of player safety is by the deck of player safety team. Cats is by Patrick O'Leary. The X card or X symbol is John Stavropoulos. And then Stars and Wishes, which we haven't talked about yet, but that appears, is by Lou Quaid.
Yep. And then Lines and Veils will be Ron Edwards. So for this one, lines is going to be just boundaries that we don't cross at all. So in our case, like we're just not going to have any hangings. Veils are things that can happen, but we want it kind of like veiled off screen, off camera. This is very much told kind of like a television show. So these are things that can happen in the story, but they're not going to happen like in detail in the game. And for us, that'll be like drowning, especially drowning and suffocating. I think for me, my like harm to domestic animals, it's really more about harm to pets. And I think for the purposes of this story, it's definitely more of a veil. Like I don't want to get into a bunch of gruesome details, but if it's a thing that kind of happens off screen that I can deal with. I think we'll also have a line for suicide, self-harm, that kind of thing too. These are what's interesting about this system, which to give a little bit more background, these are mysteries that I am not deciding as the keeper, or even if I'm using material someone else wrote, the author. Nobody on this side of the table is deciding the answer to the mysteries. The players are deciding the answer to the mysteries. So that gives us a lot of power here to be like, hey, the answer is never going to be suicide or self-harm, which is kind of like, I don't know. I'm really excited about the accessibility pieces of this system and the way that we'll get to kind of play around with that. Awesome. So the way that sessions start, because this is a little bit like a television show. And if you picture like the main theme music, especially in the era of inspirations here, we're going to have these like tiny little vignettes of your characters living their daily lives. This is just going to be like a few seconds on screen. But we'll just kind of go in order and just tell us what your character would be doing, like living their life in the title sequence of this show. I'm going to start with Sean.
Nellie does a lot of walking around the neighborhood and likes to sit in a rocking chair on her front porch and read books about the ghost ships she wants bits of.
Oh my gosh, Gustavo.
Mercedes is like walking around inside her house, which has a large sort of greenhouse area with just strewn with huge tropical plants, and maybe is watering some of the plants, and then gives Shanti a little treat. Comes in from the edge of the screen and just kind of.
Amazing. Heather.
Mimi is on her front porch in like a very cheap lawn chair, with her current chihuahua on her lap and like reaching around the chihuahua, holding her phone, which her one of her children installed the Bowl TV app on it, and she's just like watching a match, and you just see her go like this as her chihuahua just licks her face.
Awesome. Dakota.
Yeah, I think Ruby Lee is probably visiting her kids and her grandkids. She's got a Polaroid camera that she's got pulled up that she's trying to get them all in the shot. She takes the picture, digs in her purse, pulls out a Werther's, and pops it in her mouth and smiles at the camera.
Oh my gosh, Scott.
Meg arrives home through the front door wearing a bonnet and pulling off an exquisite pair of driving gloves. Longtime viewers will know that Meg no longer drives.
Caitlin.
It's just sort of Nessie getting things going around the house in the morning. So like breakfast to Bert and Ernie, and then sort of a cutaway to like training with Bert.
Amazing. Justin.
Abs is just taking a stroll down her suburban avenue with her Siberian Husky. Oh, Banjo with the wrong size leash, by the way, since she has them all. It's probably like the tiniest leash for the biggest dog. And then you just see her taking photos of every bumper sticker she has with like an early 2000s flip phone camera that Lord knows the quality of photo that thing's taken.
That's amazing. Awesome. So before we get into this mystery, you will get to pick a couple of questions. So there's a spot on your character sheet for end of session. And the first question is always the same. It'll be, did the murder maven solve a mystery? But if you're using the digital one, it's a drop down. Otherwise, you'll just check next to two other questions on the paper version of the character sheet. And basically, for once we get to the end, if the answer for any of these is yes, each one will give you an experience point. And that's going to be about advancement. So you have things like, did you undermine the authority of a local official, or did you dote on someone? Did you behave like a woman half your age? Might be my favorite. Did you share a memory of a late family member? Wisdom with a young person, or show someone that you've still got it. So yeah, this will be pretty short, but just to be in the habit, every time we start a session, you'll be able to get to pick those. So each one of these mysteries is going to have a title, and it's also going to have a difficulty level. So the title for today is Flying Off the Shelves, and it has a complexity or difficulty of 3. So that means you have to find at least 2 clues before you theorize what happened and try to give like a theory of the crime. However, you'll probably want to find more, because the number of clues that you can incorporate into your, or like explain somehow in your theory of the crime, minus the difficulty level, that becomes the modifier you get to add to your roll to find out if your theory is correct. So for example, if this is difficulty of 3 and you find 4 clues, you'll get to add a +1 to whatever you roll to determine if the solution you came up with to the mystery makes sense. So we are going to start at one of our bi-weekly Thursday night meetings of the Murder Mavens Mystery Book Club, and you are in the loft of the Candlelight Booksellers. This is a particularly special night, though, because you are having a party for the release of the latest Amanda Delacourt Gold Crown mystery book. This is a book series that you and your friends are absolutely obsessed with. It's written by the quite mysterious Robin Masterson, who keep their identity a secret. It's unclear who they are, but that just kind of adds to the allure. My question, because this is very much, it feels very universal design for learning to me, how much we're co-creating this story. The question I have for you players, what is the name of this book? And how does the book club decorate the loft to reflect the name of the book? So it does need to be an Amanda Delacourt Gold Crown mystery. But yeah, what's the name of this particular book?
Question for the group:
Mhm.
Do the Amanda Delacourt Gold Crown mysteries have like a theme of names? You know, like Sue
like a
Grafton style.
formula, or
Yeah.
So this is something you will kind of get to achieve, like decide among yourselves. I also wanted to bring this up because there's a special move that you can use as a group once per mystery, where one of you can say, this reminds me of something that happened to Amanda Delacourt. And then if you have to make up a title that you've never used before for a Gold Crown mystery, and then explain how this relates to what happened in that book and how Amanda Delacourt got out of the situation. And if you can do that, you either get like a 12 plus, the highest level of hit to a relevant role, or you get to state a fact about the current situation that I have to incorporate into the story. So it's like a really powerful move. So this is a thing you're going to want to practice doing, but we're just going to kind of jump into it right off the gate with, let's name a mystery book.
The only thing I can think of for a theme, this isn't a name, but would be something that each one has an animal related to it, because we have so many pets things going on.
They'll definitely seem like animal people.
Absolutely.
That's the only thing I can think of.
This one's
I feel
called
like
Go ahead.
I feel like Gold Crown Mystery, I want sort of a kind of formula. It's like an animal and a color and then like a noun, right? Like the I don't know. I mean, all I can come up with right
The
now is like
white
the blue.
elephant in the room.
I was gonna go with like Blue Frog Fiasco or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can save any unused one for when you need to use that move.
Someone start a list somewhere. Start writing
This
down.
is I kind of like
I got
this.
it covered.
Is it alliterative or is it just no? Okay.
Why don't we, just for the sake of time, Dakota and Shaw, why don't you both roll 2d6 and then highest number has it, and then you'll get to save the book title, other book title for something else.
I
Do you like-
rolled a 6.
I also rolled a 6.
Y'all rolled 2d6 and you both got 6s?
I got a 4 and a 2.
We do.
I got a 1 and a 5.
have- we do have a one that conforms to our new thing in the chat, which is the silver snake shenanigans.
Incredible.
Amazing.
Great.
Okay, the
Love
tie
it.
means that wins. It's the silver snake shenanigans. So, you are in the loft of this bookstore. This bookstore definitely was like once a home that's been converted into a shop, and maybe once upon a time, then the shopkeeper was like just living above, but now it's kind of opened up into a loft for special events. How do you think this loft is decorated for the Silver Snake Shenanigans launch party or release party, book release party?
Davo, I want you to channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mercedes is walking around and being like, no, we need more. We need more streamers. We need more books here, stacked high.
Nessie thinks this is so
Please.
tacky.
Oh my God. Are you just like
She's,
sitting there petting a cat judgmentally in a corner? Or like, how are you?
I think that she would have brought like a bottle of wine and has just decided that it's now hers.
That is amazing. So just like silver streamers everywhere.
Yeah, silver
It's kind of-
streamers. We need more snakes.
So the party hasn't even like really gotten started yet because we got somebody that's drinking and over it, but you're like still in the decorating phase. And walking, like coming up the stairs is your host for an evening. He's kind of holding in the crook of one arm this punch bowl that has like the what is the word I'm thinking for? The scoop thing in the punch bowl.
Ladle?
Ladle, thank you. The ladle is in the bowl, but it's kind of like sloshing, moving around because he's also trying to use a cane in his other hand, which means he doesn't have a hand on the railing. It's tenuous at best. This is the retired bookseller who still owns the place, and his name is Oliver Talbot. He is coming up trying to cover a lot of his very thinning hair in the top by having a nice cap on it, sweater vest, bow tie, kind of classic look. All just grinning ear to ear, taking in all of the gorgeous like silver sparkles everywhere. And then freezes, stares at his chair that once had a book in it, and it's now empty. And he just very softly goes, "Who stole my book?" I left it on my chair, like gesturing with his cane in this hand. And again, the punch bowl is still sloshing everywhere. I left it right there on the chair. And my copy was signed by the author Robin Masterson themselves. It was on my chair and now it's gone. And now gesturing with the cane, kind of at all of you, who took it? Why do you look guilty, Scott? I'm sorry.
Well, I certainly didn't take the book if that's what you're suggesting.
There's only so many of you here.
Sir, I think you just need to calm down.
Yes, I have no idea where your book is, but give me that before you spill it, and I'll go over and to take the punch bowl.
This is so funny. I feel like telling him to calm down at this moment is actually a semi-risky thing. So this is going to trigger the day move. So there's different types of moves in Brindlewood Bay. There's basic moves, the Maven moves that y'all selected at character creation, and custom ones. So the day move is a basic move. This is when you do something risky or face something you fear. And even though it is evening, the sun is still up. It's going to be setting shortly. Things do get considerably more dangerous, though, in Brindlewood Bay when the sun goes down. You're facing this man, and I don't. Technically, it's when you do something risky or face something you fear. I take it Nessie's not afraid of him at all.
Oh, no. No.
What do you think is like the worst thing that could happen facing off this guy right now?
That he'll talk back. Like, the stakes feel very low.
Okay.
Now that the punch bowl has been taken
Yeah,
care
I'm
of.
gonna have you roll with presence, so you can add your presence modifier or subtract it if it's negative.
So 1d6?
It'll be 2d6, and then you have a 0 in presence, so it'll be 0. This will just be kind of tracking your charisma.
All right. So that'll be a 5.
Okay, so that is definitely a miss. He's gonna like glare at you and be like, I know that you always thought that you were better than. And he's interrupted by knocking on the door downstairs. And there is a latecomer.
Is it Growthwise?
Garthalax the Insatiable, the Tuxedo Kitty, always shows up at just the right time. Mimi, I know you're going to grab the punch bowl from him. I don't think this one is particularly risky, but actually go ahead and roll 2d6 for me, and I think you can roll with. This is definitely like a physical dexterity kind of situation, I think. I need
Vitality.
to grab the slippery punch bowl.
Okay.
So yeah, I think you can add your vitality.
I rolled a 7 plus 1 for 8.
Awesome. Okay. So between a 7 and a 9, this is a hit, but there is going to be a little bit of a complication. So as you're going to grab this punch bowl, it slips a little bit, and out of the corner of your eye, you see something like sticking out from underneath a chair that's like pushed against the wall that at some point Mercedes was standing on to try to like get even more shiny glitter, up hanging from the shelves and all of that. You see like a little hint of something metallic, gold, but as you kind of slip and have to recenter yourself to grab the punch bowl, you do get it, but you actually kick this item like underneath the bookshelf that the chair had been pushed up against. So there's something there, but it's like hidden. Downstairs in the main part of the bookshop, the one person that is working and unfortunately having to work late and very grumpy about it is a teenage girl who has long dark hair and this like single streak of neon green. And she tends to wear her hair long, mostly to kind of hide the AirPods that she's listening to instead of paying attention to customers. And this is the teenage grandniece of Oliver Talbot, and her name is Kaylee Talbot. She kind of just, you can hear her like that kind of noise that she exerts as she kind of gets up, pushes the stool back, gets out from behind the computer, and goes to open the door. And in comes our third suspect. This little bit of a crime, if we can call it that. Tabitha O'Leary. She goes by Tabby. you know, despite her dark roots, the bleach blonde really kind of shines through in her hair. She's got teased bangs, so she's much closer to God than all y'all. And because she's around, 55-ish years old, I think all of you would be under the impression that she must just be a gold digger to be interested in Oliver. She likes inviting herself to these, but you would all know that she's never once read the book, and sometimes, like last month, she even accidentally brought the wrong book and then just tried to pass it off the entire time. Yeah, sorry.
Darling,
That
I'm
was
not even
that was your miss, Caitlin. Your consequences that Tabby showed up. Or what'd you say, Sean?
Oh, darling, I'm not even convinced she can read.
So yeah, they're kind of greeting, hanging out down there. What would y'all do?
I think Ruby Lee has been taking pictures with her Polaroid camera of this thing getting set up, ready for her scrapbooking, and maybe she'll go. Well, I can take a look at some of my pictures and see around when it got taken, perhaps.
Oh, I like that. So I think this is going to be the meddling move, which is what you use when you search for a clue or conduct research or you're otherwise kind of, gathering information. I'm trying to think of like if there's something we could argue that you can add to this role. When she's taking pictures,
Mhm.
is she being like very thorough about it? Is this more just
It's just for the memories.
it's just for the memories, just for the
Just for the
vibes?
memories.
Okay, why don't you just go ahead and roll the 2d6 then?
Sure. I got a 6.
Okay, y'all are not doing super great. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Hey,
Because 6 is a
Elizabeth.
miss. Mhm.
Since it's Ruby Lee doing stuff, I'm just going to remind you that Ruby Lee's Maven move requires you to give them a answering machine
Oh,
message.
That's right.
I totally forgot that. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Gonna give me 1 second to look at this.
And it's for folks watching. It does explicitly say it need not be related to anything. It
Yeah,
just
it
has
does
to
not
be
have to be related
mysterious.
to current session, future session. Ruby Lee is just gonna get an answering machine message from an unknown person. And if you manage to complete the task you're given, you are gonna get extra XP.
Yay.
Yeah, I think, now I feel like I'm gonna need a voice for next time, but I think you do get kind of one of those, after the beep sort of messages. Um This time around, the message is asking you to bring back proof that someone hasn't forgotten their former flame. Not one of your little mavens.
Okay.
But yeah, I think as you are sort of, you took all these pictures, you're trying to look at them in particular and find a clue. You start shaking the Polaroids a bit, trying to get them to develop because you're a little bit on the impatient side. And one slips and it's going to go flying. And it is flying directly towards Mercedes' eye. And I'm going to give you an option here. We're going to cut to commercial. So if you're willing, I am going to give you a prompt. And if you can improvise a commercial for this prompt, it's going to upgrade your role. So it's going to turn that roll into a 10 or an 11, and the really bad thing that seems like it's going to happen, we're going to find out that was just a misleading cliffhanger to keep you from changing the channel. So I want
The
you
bad thing
to,
is the photo's going to hit me in the face.
I mean, it's a Polaroid going right for your eye.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want him to let it happen, or
No.
let
I'm
Ruby Lee
just
let it happen.
I'm just trying to understand the stakes.
Dakota, your prompt is for the Turtle Plus Pet Store, and the motto is it's Turtles Plus so much more.
Okay. It's the Turtles Plus Pet Store. Turtles
Mhm.
Plus so much more. So the Turtles Plus Pet Store, the commercial starts out with kind of this overzealous kind of announcer going, "The Turtle Plus Pet Store. It's the Turtles Plus so much more." And it's this guy, and he points at this turtle, this red-eared slider, and goes, "It's a turtle!" And then it cuts to another scene of him pointing to a soft shell turtle, and he goes, "It's a turtle!" And then he points towards a tortoise, a Galapagos actually, and he goes, "And it's so much more. Come down to Turtles Plus, Turtles and so much more."
I'm sorry, that's too good. Oh my gosh. Okay. You overperformed that. I'm giving you 2 things.
Yeah, I love things.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. Okay, so this is going to narrowly miss because Mercedes is gonna turn to kind of like move, actually probably just like throw up some more tinsel or something like that. And it's just gonna kind of float on by, missing this like intense potential damage that could have been done to the eye. But as you kind of reach down to pick it up, you are going to find a napkin, like a little square napkin on the floor that has some fresh lipstick that someone had pressed into it, like they were blotting their lipstick on it. So that's going to be your first clue that you found. But also when you're down there, it just happens to kind of float nearby where Mimi was looking, and you see a Sharpie underneath there, and that metallic glow was actually this kind of gold-colored cap on the Sharpie. And being the devotee that you are, you would know that Robin Masterson always signs the Gold Crown Mysteries. Like authentic signatures are always in gold, in a gold Sharpie.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was
yeah,
just gonna say,
Heather.
I was gonna relay what I have seen to my fellow mavens.
So you can count these
I'm
as 2 separate clues.
gonna take the punch bowl and be like, Babs, hold this, and hand it to you, Babs. I was like, who seems like the other most no nonsense maven? And Babs seems like, so I hand it to you, and I'm going to attempt to. I think I look at Kaylee, and then I just shake my head, and I'm going to attempt to behave like a woman half my age, and I'm gonna get down on the ground and like go under the chairs to try to retrieve this Sharpie.
Okay, that is amazing. So why don't you we'll make this a meddling move because you're I don't think it's dangerous for you to do this because of your background. So it's not really gonna meet the day move, but you're specifically looking for clues. But go ahead and add your ability. I think you have a 1 for
Yeah.
vitality. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Okay, that's another 8 total.
Okay, an 8 is a success. It's a success with like a little bit of something. So yeah, as you're kind of chasing down the Sharpie, you like Mimi and Ruby Lee kind of catch this at the same time. But from this angle, you are kind of approaching the edge of the loft, and you can see on the computer screen for the bookstore, there's a tab open for eBay. But you are also going to take a condition because even though you are like in decent physical shape, you're going to twist your knee slightly. So you're going to have just like, However you want to write it, your condition could be just like twisted knee or sprained knee. It's not going to be great for your bowling game tomorrow, but given rest
Alright.
and care, it can probably be managed. So that'll be your third clue, is that their eBay is open on the bookstore computer.
So I just yell, eBay, go look at the computer.
Did you mean me, Mimi? Are you coming up with new nicknames now?
Anyone, I can't get up right now. Just somebody go.
But which one of us is eBay?
As you're down there
can't see me.
too, you feel something like, because you're kind of crawling on the floor, you twist your knee a little bit, you're kind of on your side. You feel something step with a kind of a light foot, but like it's small, but it's kind of intense. And you look and you're going to see our fourth suspect. Our fourth and last suspect is Spots. Spots, spelled with two T's, Spotts, is an orange tabby cat, which is the bookstore cat. The thing is, Spots lacks spots and lacks fucks. No more to give. Either he is the most ancient cat that has ever lived, or he's the latest scion of a feral cat dynasty where an orange cat, just as needed, happens to pop in through the bookstore window and then becomes the next cat. It's a mysterious occurrence. You have also identified the fourth and final suspect.
I think Meg would also be on her way over to help Mimi up, but probably oblivious to the cat.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. If you want to, you can definitely help Meg up and kind of get back on your feet. Justin?
I was going to say, I think Bab's just been sitting there the whole time. She was reading her book and just kind of keeping an eye on and just watching everything that's going on until she was handed a big bowl of punch and is just now sitting there wondering what she's supposed to do with this punch. And so she just sets it on the ground, and then gets up to try to help as well.
Yeah, when you set this punch bowl on the ground, underneath your chair, you're going to see half of a sardine. So here's your clue number 4. It is the half that includes like the fish mouth, if that's helpful. But there is half of a sardine under your chair.
So
No,
So
go ahead,
my
Gustavo.
first-
Were you saying
Oh,
something?
I
Or were
was
you
just
just,
wondering
you're
if
just reacting?
half that includes the fish mouth. Are we talking top half or bottom half or front half?
The shortest direction possible cut. The tail is not there. The tail is missing.
Okay, great.
That would have been a much more efficient way of saying it. So you have found half a sardine, eBay open on the bookstore computer, a Sharpie with a gold color that matches the signature used in the book, and a napkin that has like lipstick dabbed on it. Yeah.
Who's got the napkin?
So kind of when you find things, you all have this at your disposal. Since you're all on the team, I think that might have been Ruby Lee that found it. I can't remember.
Can I get in close to Tabby, I guess? And I'm gonna do the hi, you tried so hard with your outfit. It's great, I guess. And come in and do a kiss and try and get a good look at the lipstick, I guess.
Yeah,
on
sure.
Tabby.
I feel like this will qualify as the meddling move.
Yeah.
I think you can roll it with presence. That feels right.
Ooh, that's a 5 and a 6, and if with presence, I believe that's a 12.
Ooh, awesome. Okay. Okay, this is gonna get weird for a second. Yeah. So when you get close and you're kind of looking carefully at this lipstick, it's a little hard to get a direct read on the shade of the lipstick, but you see kind of the way that her shirt is cut and everything, the chain that she's wearing, kind of, in between her she spells Tabby with 2 B's for the 2 double D's. And nestled in between there at the end of the chain is a class ring from 1982. However, at the same, who has eyes in the sardine?
I've got eyes on the sardine. Old Babs.
The sardine eyes actually look up at you, and the mouth opens and just says, "Void."
Well, Babs had too much to drink.
So at this point, you do technically have 5 clues. That one is going to count as a void clue for you. So if you would like to theorize, do the theorize move and come up with a theory of the crime, you need to have at least. Well, no, actually, once you find the clues, that counts. For all the clues you can incorporate into your theory of the crime, you'll then subtract 3, and then that'll be your modifier for it. So if you can work all 5 clues in, you'll get to add a +2 to your roll to see if it's successful. But we'll go ahead and try to do the theorize move real quick here. Like, normally y'all would get to determine when, but this is just like a little bottle episode, and y'all have already stayed late.
So we have Oliver the cat, whose name is Spots.
Spots with 2 T's.
Tabby the lady,
Mhm.
the love interest of Oliver, and the disgruntled teen whose name has escaped me.
Oh, Kaylee.
Kaylee.
Kayleigh.
Hmm. Well, it seems quite obvious to me that someone was trying to sell the book on eBay on the
It
store
seems-
computer.
Yeah. It seems like maybe. Sorry. It seems, Diaz, perhaps someone was trying to sell a forged signed copy.
As you
As
say
that-
that, I'm finally above the ground and I just hold up the Sharpie to like confirm your theory.
Confirmed.
Elizabeth, is this taking place now in 2026?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if y'all collectively decided that you wanted it to be a different era, we could do that. But I think, yeah.
I was trying to figure out if
It's got to be
1982
post-internet.
The 1982 math, yeah.
I mean, eBay exists. That's as far as I've gotten.
Hmm.
Was I able to discern anything about the lipstick and the napkin?
Kind of up to you. So one of the interesting things here is that I'm giving you the clue. I can give some specificity to it, but you also have the freedom to decide now that it matches. So if you think you want to implicate her, you can. You can kind of, like, a lot of times the clues are intentionally vague enough that you can twist
Right.
it a bit. And this is in the style of, like, especially the television and film mysteries where, like, you can't solve it as an audience member because all of a sudden when they're theorizing, they're giving you new information you didn't have. So
Sure.
this is one of those moments where you could decide now that you're theorizing, like, oh, and it matches, somebody's lips, or doesn't match.
I would just add that what the criminal obviously forgot to account for was spots, and in their haste, this sardine proves that spots. Well, you can see from the cat hair on the keyboard that the tab that they were trying to open and sell the book through got closed, thwarting their ploy.
Indeed.
Right, so
and what,
Just to clarify, Spots is on the forces of good. I thought for a second, given everything that happened on Mothership, that the cat had, like, proficiencies in computers and the cat was the one selling it on eBay for a second. So I'm catching up now. It's
Different
actually
different
it's inverted. Okay.
But
The
importantly-
sardine
That means I
exonerates.
don't have to take a bullet to the head. Okay, we're good. We're
but
good. Moving
importantly,
on.
Spots is a precious baby boy and has never done a thing wrong in his whole life.
Exactly.
Yes, much maligned Spots.
Adding to that, I am confused by this class ring from 1982, which would make Dear Tabby 11 at that time, which is ew.
She's a criminal. She was a child prodigy and a criminal genius.
Well,
Maybe
I wouldn't
she's
say
acting like a
clearly-
woman half her age, and they're wrong about her age. I don't know.
I wouldn't say genius, certainly.
She's clearly in cahoots with Oliver on this book smuggling venture. She was helping him. By she, there's lipstick on the computer.
I feel like the camera just like does it like you've just been sitting there drinking the whole time. And I feel like it would make so much sense if like you just all of a sudden know the answer.
I did forget that technically the knock on the door was its own kind of clue. The timing of the knock on the door and everything.
Oh.
Oh.
So, I did miss that one when I did the recap. So half a sardine, eBay open on the computer, lipstick on the napkin, the class ring from 1982, the gold Sharpie, and the knock on the door is actually 6. You don't have to incorporate all of them. It's just however many you incorporate or somehow explain, you get to, turn it into bonuses.
I mean, it's an eBay listing for signed copies, right? What easier way to forge signatures? What if that was Tabby going out to sell it to her 10 years older, 65-year-old beau, only to be thwarted in hiding her tracks by Spot, this perfect sweet angel.
That's how the sardine ended up where it was, as it was used to get Spot away from the computer.
Yeah.
You got to try to get her away from that computer. So the one bad thing Spot did is that's the reason there's not a back half to that sardine.
We've accounted for the sardine. Are you're pinning it on Tabby?
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Okay, so I just want to make sure I understand. The Tabby showed up. She forged the signature with the gold Sharpie. So, she was upstairs because the lipstick on the napkin was upstairs near the Sharpie. So the signed copy was never a signed copy? Or his signed copy... Is the book being sold? Like, did Oliver ever have the real signed copy? No. Okay, this was always forged. But he's a bookseller, so like, of course, if he thinks it's real, like that's going to give it credence. Okay. Did we?
And he, like all of us, is a fan.
So, are you incorporating either the knock on the door or the class ring? You don't have to.
I mean, I suggested that that's who she was selling it to.
Oh, so like this is somebody. So she's got like another man,
or like an accomplice.
An
And that's where
accomplice.
she was coming back from that.
A fence.
A fence.
Mm.
It clearly can't be me because I can't do stairs at the moment. But if I were to send one of you all to go look at the eBay username, because I know I had to make one of those for Bowl TV. I bet it ends in an 82.
Yes. Deeply incriminating.
Ooh. Okay.
Tabby
So
82.
it does. So it
Username is
does.
Tabby
So
82.
was the knock on the door just like making sure y'all knew that she was coming late to throw you off the trail?
yeah.
Okay, so somebody is going to roll me 2 d6s, and you're going to be able to add a +3 to this.
Should that be me since I did the actual or I'm paying attention and I'll try to go up to the computer.
Mhm.
So I got a 6 and a 2 for 8.
And then
So it's 11
+3 will
total.
be an
+3.
11,
Yeah.
which is really good. So this means that it's not just the correct solution, but you're going to get a chance to take down the culprit. So as you all kind of collectively chime in, adding one piece of this to another, I think Mercedes probably blocks the door, like being down there, so she can't like turn and escape. And there's very much like an overly dramatic, "Oh, Oliver, how could you believe them? They're just, it's just not." And then the little like weird inconsistent southern accent completely drops when she realizes she's caught. And she stops and looks at all of you and says, "I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling mavens."
Drop the punch bowl on her head.
Oh, amazing. You want to drop the punch bowl in her head? Yeah, straight just on it. The hair is now dyed a different color. It's a nice, like, vibrant red. And I think in the process, probably some of the silver, like, tinsely garland and everything would have fallen and is getting stuck on her. And, just at that perfect moment, Sheriff Wyman Dalrymple, who's kind of this jowly, paunchy, kind of exasperated with you normally sheriff, shows up at the door, opens it, and goes, "The girl already called me. You couldn't wait a..." Fine. And we'll cuff her and take her in for, forgery and all of that. So that was good, like, successful first mini adventure. Obviously, we kind of rushed through a couple of those. These will normally take you longer and give you more details.
Can I add one thing as she
Yeah. Absolutely.
For what it's worth, this is a much better color on you. Freeze frame credits.
I absolutely love it.
Can I add that the credits are Polaroid pictures that Ruby Lee has taken of the arrest?
Yes, although the Polaroid pictures, so it kind of comes into focus, and you've got, a picture of the party from above, a picture of Nessie just drinking wine straight from the bottle, maybe, or maybe you were just, I don't.
Point.
Yeah, and then, kind of a picture of the decorations, and then like each kind of step along the way, and the crime and the hair, and looking up at the mascara and makeup running. And then there's a picture you don't remember taking of 11 hooded figures in a circle. One of them
Definitely
is
didn't take
looking
this one.
one of them's looking towards the camera, but the light is like coming off of it almost. It's reflecting, it's completely obscured what is going on. And then that's the end of the credits. So normally we would have some sort of, if anybody had marked a crown or something, we could cover that then. If you successfully did one of your questions, answered yes to one of your questions, all of you will get 1 point for solving a mystery. I know Mimi acted half her age, but you can go ahead and give yourself points for that. Normally, we'll do a more detailed debrief. I like doing stars and wishes. In this case, stars are things you enjoyed about the session, character, scenes, bits of description, something from the gameplay, and wishes are things you hope to see next time. So some part of the game we didn't get to, or following up with a character, having a scene with someone that you didn't get to have a character with. That said, we are like well past our time, so I think I'm just going to narrate. Normally we would do that. Oh yeah, absolutely. I do want to put that in there. Justin, one more photo, turtle drinking from the punch bowl with Turtle Plus. I love it. That is perfect. But thank you all so much for playing. Thanks, chat, for hanging in there for a longer evening. But this was a really fun start. I can't wait for us to announce. So we will be playing in smaller groups, 3s, 4s. If you're interested, please donate to the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network. We'll make sure Atlas gets that in the chat one more time. Thank you, everybody, for playing. This was a ton of fun. I can't wait to follow up on it more in our smaller groups. Yeah. Dakota, do you want to do it one more time?
Make sure to use your Twitch Prime subscription. And donate to the Autism Self-Advocacy Network.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.